Lisa, it's good to be meeting you now, virally, virtually. That's the word we want. What's your name? Who are you? And where are you right now?
I'm Lisa Valla. I am in St Ives as we speak in my house. I'm a head teacher at Eastfield Infant and Nursery School, part of CALMtown. And I also do another little job on the side at the moment, supporting other head teachers.
Fantastic. So going to try and think about what it's like in lockdown for a few people around the town and these CALMtown clock-ins. And one of those questions we're going to ask everybody is, what has your lockdown highlight been so far?
On Saturday, I entered the world of video calls with my entire street, and we did a quiz, which we won. And it was really lovely, actually. Our street get on so well. One of my neighbours I'd never met until I met her over the video call, which was really nice. We spent about 2.5 hours together.
Oh, amazing.
And by the end of it, I'm not going to say that alcohol wasn't drunk, because by the end of it, we're all going to Colombia together. And we are learning salsa dancing all together as soon as we're out as well. So that was a very, very good night. And my next door neighbour is a nurse on the ICU. And so to see her and speak to her and know she's all right was good as well. So yeah, no, that's definitely my highlight.
Oh, fantastic. That's such a humble brag, and we won. So perhaps we need like inter-street quizzes. That could be an amazing thing that could
it's just great. It was such good fun.
Fantastic. So everyone's talking about routines at the minute to get you through. Have you got a routine?
Do you know what? This is an interesting one for me because of my job. Because for the last few weeks, it's been trying to pull together some kind of a routine for school. So my routine, because it hasn't been about lockdown, it's been more about trying to get a routine into school. Which children are we going to have of key workers? Which vulnerable children are we going to have in? How are we going to rota the staff in so you haven't got too many staff in at the same time? So it's been establishing routines for us at the moment. So I'm in every other day, and it's just the weirdest school day because we wait for our usually 3 children rather than 300. Mm-hmm. And so we register them in, and then Wendy, who works in the kitchen, goes down and asks them what they want to eat at lunchtime, because they can just choose. And they have a whale of a time having the whole run of the school, which is fantastic. And we get on with things like making sure that our families are okay, giving calls where we feel that we need to ring and find out, or emailing parents, sorting out free school meal vouchers for some of our parents, making sure the staff are all right. So lots of that at the moment. But then my routine does not finish school at 6:30 at the moment. It finishes school at about 4:15, which is amazing. So that's a highlight, I have to say. And then coming home and doing so many video calls. I'm most probably speaking to my friends more at the moment than I usually do, ringing my mum every day because she lives on her own. And then doing things like going to the theatre in my living room, not going to the theatre, and just taking advantage of all of those shows and things that are going on YouTube at the moment. So yeah.
Love it. Sounds like you're a busy bee.
Yes.
Amazing. We've always loved head teachers, but we love them a little bit more, don't we, at the minute? So put in your order. Do you put in your order for lunch as well? Do you get to pick your dinner?
Do you know, I'm putting on so much weight. We're just talking about this. Today I've come home with a load of chicken biryani from one of the parents, and a load of focaccia bread today from the kitchen. But I often come home with homemade biscuits. Well, I say homemade, school-made biscuits. So yeah, we're being fed really well.
Yeah, awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah. You make me want to break lockdown just to come and hang out with you. Right. What has your lockdown teary moment been? Have you had a little teary mo?
Yeah. So last Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I think because the last week of school, which everybody, I just have to say the mad week, and everybody knows which week I'm talking about, because for us, the Monday started with, do you reckon we should continue doing the school Easter plays? So by the end of it, closing, trying to work out which children we needed in. It was just crazy how quick that week. So that week was about just moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and so was the following week, trying to get it all sorted. And so I just kept running forward with this thing that needed sorting, which is the way that we run in school anyway. So sorting at home, sorting at school, just sorting. And then I had a call from my brother, or my brother's girlfriend, should I say, because my brother had caught COVID-19.
Right.
And they had called the ambulance, and he'd gone into shock, and the paramedics were there. And it was my nephew's 7th birthday the next day, so he'd just gone up to bed, and Kate had come downstairs, found my brother unresponsive, called the ambulance. And it just made everything really real for the first time. And a couple of weeks before, when it had all been fairly normal, my brother had seen my mum, and my mum lives on her own, so there was all of that as well. And the next, I felt fine that night, because that night was still about coping. How's Dave? They didn't send him into hospital, thank goodness. They managed to stabilise him over about half an hour. He's still getting over it, obviously, but I'm just so grateful that he didn't go into hospital. But the next morning I woke up and I started crying, and I would cry, and then I'd get a call from somebody about work, and I'd go really professional and put the phone down and start crying again. Then I'd do my emails, and then I'd start crying again. And I was still crying when I went to bed. I couldn't speak. The whole day, my husband just asked me if I wanted cups of coffee, and I couldn't even answer him. I was in such a state. But because I do bits around well-being, and I'm well read around these things, at one point I was crying and I was going, you're going through the transition curve, and you're at 0.5 of self-doubt and depression, and it's just that you just were minimizing it before, but it's fine because you'll move through it, and then you'll test the new reality. So even that day I was kind of understanding that this was just processing how big this thing was, and that I needed to go through it. Next day, apart from being puffy-eyed, I was kind of out the other end. It's not that I still don't have dips, but that was, and it's been an interesting question that you asked there, because everybody's asking each other that. What was your day? What was your day where you just kind of, and people, quite a lot of people seem to have a day that they know that it all just hits. But I was talking to a friend who is a counsellor, and she said, what people need to realise is that everybody got a really huge bit of news, the whole country, all on the same day. And so everybody went into shock at exactly the same time. And different people go into shock in different ways. And when I was talking to her about that, I thought, oh my God, I saw every single way that you would react to shock over that week. And I think that's what kind of helped me to kind of realise it's really big, this. I mean, I know everybody knows it's really big, but it is, because we're all going through it together. And even though I'm still at work, it's work and home. It's just all consuming at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Good bit of advice. Keep perspective. Everyone's going through it. So, final question. What is the first thing you'll do when all of this is over, when we're let out of our houses?
I'm going to pop.
Pop,
so
right, okay.
I am gonna pop everywhere. I'm going to pop to the pub. I'm going to pop to the shops. I'm going to pop to the dentist if I need to. You know, I just want to pop. I think I didn't realise how much we all just pop. You know, you just go somewhere, and that's the bit that seems to have been really taken away. Just that being able to just get up, get out of your house, and take for granted that the pub's open, the restaurant's open. Let's just go out for a meal. Let's go and pick up some pasta. You know, I'm looking forward to popping again.
Well, Lisa, I can't wait to see you pop. And feel free to pop over and see me when all of this is over. It's been great talking to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you're doing. You're doing amazing stuff for not just you
Thank
and
you.
your family, but for the town. And
Right back at you.
well, I don't know. I'm just sat in my study, drinking coffee, putting on weight. So yeah, I need to pop on my trainers and go out for a run. So yeah, see you sometime soon, maybe virtually, or I don't know, in the real world. Who knows when?
Yeah.
So yeah.
See you
Brilliant.
soon, and good luck and goodbye to everybody else as well.
Thanks, Lisa.